Stay away from people with a mindset of failure. Ancient wisdom lesson warmly greets you all. People who, when you talk to them about anything, always find reasons to say it is impossible. Everything is a scam. They always argue to demand benefits. They think a lot but never take action. They only know how to wait and are not even brave enough to try, not brave enough to pay the price for failure. They mock others when they fail, and for those who succeed, they are only jealous, thinking others are lucky, have connections, or make money through others. Such people will have no future in their lives because they are full of thoughts of failure. So how do you recognize outstanding people around you? People you cannot see through are often intelligent, as if their thoughts are on a higher level than yours. They are profound, calm, subtle, very difficult to get close to, but always ponder their relationship with society. They understand everything in life and are rarely satisfied with reality, often having lofty aspirations. Intelligent people always talk just enough, never revealing all their thoughts to others. No matter the topic, they can always respond, saying exactly what you want to hear, making you feel they understand you very well. They are humble people. Only intelligent people know how to keep silent about their plans until they succeed. People with stable emotions because they know how to control their emotions. Intelligent people never force themselves to fit in with others, but have the ability to build very special social relationships through small things and brief encounters. Thus, people usually go through 8 stages of development. The first stage is naive, helpless, having ambitions but not enough strength. Becoming full of emotion, always blaming others. Arrogant, seeing everyone as foolish in their eyes. The 5th stage, pretending to be weak to defeat the strong. Decisive, with strategic wisdom, creating their own strength. Gentle outside, strong inside, resilient, not arrogant. The 8th stage, not needing to exert effort, still able to handle everything naturally. To quickly progress to higher stages, these 35 truths will help you. Please listen carefully. People who are always busy will not be able to develop new ideas. A person who is always busy with work, reading news, entertaining, watching short videos, will not have deep thoughts. Without deep thinking, one cannot simplify problems and find the right solutions. Truly intelligent people always set aside at least 1 to 2 hours each day when no one or nothing can disturb them, to think deeply and make the most reasonable decisions. Your decisions will be the cause of everything. If the cause is wrong, the result will also be wrong. People with an 80% correct decision rate will have social value and benefits dozens or even hundreds of times higher than those with a 70% rate. When helping others, help a little at first, then gradually increase in subsequent times. If you help a lot at the beginning and then reduce it, you will easily become ungrateful and heartless. To establish rules, be strict from the beginning and then gradually become lenient. If you start with tolerance and then become stricter, people will be dissatisfied with your strictness. Each person's life is a process of fighting between thinking and action because it requires you to break your old values. But great transformation requires you to break old concepts. If you do not break them but only change gradually, you will not achieve a breakthrough. What you have now is the best you can have based on your current awareness and ability. What you crave often exceeds your current ability and awareness. If you want to have them, you must enhance your awareness and ability to achieve your dreams. In this process, you will become stronger and stronger. Your resources often follow the Matthew effect. Love often comes to those who are not lacking in love, often flows into the hands of those who already have money. People who own large companies will have more large companies. Those who have nothing will always have nothing. A person's life, even over many generations, may never own a large company. The more good relationships a person has with women, the more women will love him. Those who have no one to love will not be loved by anyone even after marriage. The current world is still dominated by large, developed countries as in previous centuries. 200 years have passed, and nothing has changed. The Rockefeller family was a billionaire a century ago and is still a billionaire family now, while you are still living in poverty. That is the nature of the world. If you cannot accept this, it means you still do not understand this world well enough. And that means you are weak. Be in an advanced environment, associate with talented people, because that is where the most valuable information is transmitted and circulated, helping you become smarter and wiser. In a backward environment, it is often full of backward people. Those who have fallen behind one step will continue to fall behind with inferior abilities in all aspects. An intelligent person should choose an advanced, elite environment. Even if the competition is fierce, it is worth entering. When in an advanced environment, associating with talented people, you will become wiser and more diligent. Conversely, if you enter a backward environment, associating with backward people, your abilities will gradually deteriorate. You become lazy, lose the will to progress, have no goals or dreams, only live day by day, and negative instincts may be triggered. In a poor environment, the information you receive is often of poor quality, outdated, silent. When absorbing this information, your brain will become foolish and you may be caught in a vortex of pettiness and competition. Learning from the experience of those who have survived and succeeded is always better than only learning from those who have failed. Although experience from failure is also valuable, no matter how many ways you learn to fail, you can only avoid repeating them but cannot find the path to success. If you see the experience of successful people as luck or silence, you have refused to learn from them. You should learn from success more than from the experience of failure and mediocrity. Do not waste time on useless things, random and directionless activities. Those things bring no meaning but only waste time. Lazy people are not always those who sit at home reading books, but also those who are busy building relationships all day. They use diligence to hide laziness in thinking. In a chaotic society with consumer traps, you must learn to lower your desires, reduce complexity, and simplify your life. At the same time, take the time to strive to improve yourself, enhance your awareness and thinking level. Do not rush to show off. When you have real talent, you do not need to show it. Without real talent and rushing into everything, you will eventually be eliminated by society, thrown into the trash can of discarded documents. When people asked Bill Gates what he feared most, he replied, "I fear young people who are researching and creating day and night." That answer is humorous and sharp, but it is also motivation for young people. From 20 to 30 years old is an extremely difficult period. If you do not feel difficulty, it means you are immersed in comfort. Difficulty will not disappear, but exists silently. Growing with age, some people as early as 20 years old have completed awareness, awakening, financial independence, and gradually escaped the darkness of life. They select and enhance relationships, recreate and rebuild their way of thinking. It can be affirmed that most people do not live a normal life, even without basic thinking. And that is the way of life of an overgrown child, from small to large, only busy with survival without stopping to ponder. When true awakening happens to you, your energy from inside out will be full. The energy field changes. That is when you have true self-confidence, freedom, ease, and the joy brought by awakening. Only truly successful people understand this feeling. That is when you have experienced many ups and downs in life, formed from pain, like someone who has climbed a high mountain and understands the landscape. Ordinary people usually only understand the operation and logic of society at the age of 35 to 40, but by then they are tightly bound to making a living, no longer able to struggle. Those from the upper class have understood it since their 20s without worrying about finances and opportunities. That is inheritance, the result of wisdom accumulated over many generations. The greatest waste in life is not money but time and awareness. Like working hard all night to finally touch the pillow, then it is dawn, carrying a little property into the casino. Not defeated by the house, but defeated by society. At the age of 20, ordinary people often do not understand the value of money and power and do not train the ability to obtain them. Youth is already the most valuable resource. Men find jobs easily, women are pursued by many. Yet many people waste their youth. When they reach 35, men gradually lose their advantage in finding jobs. No matter how beautiful women are, they cannot compete with modern youth. Parents begin to show signs of aging diseases. Children become more and more expensive every day. At this time, they realize the importance of money and power. But because they woke up late, they have been left far behind by others, must work harder, but it is still very difficult to catch up. Children from ordinary families usually have a slower awareness of society than children of civil servants and businessmen because their parents also live in confusion. Knowing the value of studying and encouraging children to study is good. Only children from ordinary families with high talent or good luck, experiencing great failure in their teens or 20s, can awaken earlier about social awareness. This world is very harsh the earlier you are aware, but overconfidence is not good. When achieving many big and small successes, people will become complacent, behave arrogantly, live luxuriously, indulge in enjoyment, indulge in lust, and gamble. This is the fastest way to push yourself to the abyss and difficult to recover. Working tirelessly, creating value, avoiding lust, learning from talented people are key factors that will help you become more and more stable. It is common for people to easily give up when doing anything. The core is that people do not have clear goals, lack determination, and do not persist step by step towards the goal. A failure is someone who gives up before achieving the goal. However, as long as you maintain patience, self-compassion, and an open mind, you can fully develop and elevate yourself to a state of existence that is more peaceful, loving, and harmonious. The fifth dimensional space is not a place you can go to. It is a state of existence, a level of consciousness you possess. Talented people are those who think deeply and have a broad vision. Talented people do not necessarily have superior ability or intelligence, but think deeper than you, have a broader view than you, and see a larger system than you. That system is the social rules. Those who understand the system will survive. Those who break the system will exist, and those who control the system will win. Following natural laws and working on truth is the principle of talented people. The world has too many foolish thoughts and words, and foolishness brings great consequences. You no longer compare yourself to others or envy what they have. Instead, you feel empathy and understanding for those who chase money and lose their souls. Living in the material world, you maintain a supernatural perspective, treating everything as if playing a game. This game does not mean being frivolous, but being alert, light, and unbound by material things, doing what needs to be. That when they see their children enter society, they have fulfilled their responsibility, just waiting for their children to succeed and return to help the family, holding their heads high. But they do not know that children without family support when working have to look at their boss's face, when renting a house have to depend on the landlord. They have to work hard to earn money, save every penny, and it is not easy to accumulate. Therefore, family conflicts arise. Children feel sad while parents are disappointed. Many families from rural areas or worker families think that finding a job will help the family prosper. But in reality, the family falls into poverty again. What are the signs that you are gradually becoming stronger? You have less expectation of others. Those who have experienced ups and downs understand that no one is completely trustworthy. Even close people can turn their backs, leave you right at the most difficult moment. You no longer go around complaining or expecting help from anyone because you know that help is only a favor, not helping is normal. The higher the expectation, the greater the disappointment. You start to prioritize health and money, no longer caring too much about love or romance. Adults will strive to earn money because, having experienced enough pain, they understand that only when they have money in their pockets can they live with dignity. Third, you become calmer, more tolerant, do not care about trivial matters, and do not care about those who criticize you. You understand that arguing with people who are not on the same level of awareness is a waste of time. You control your emotions better, no longer as irritable as when you were young. Adults learn to control their emotions because they realize that anger does not help at all. Successful people are often introverted. Psychological research shows that introversion or extroversion is due to differences in the source of energy. Extroverts get energy from the outside world, while introverts get energy from within. Introversion brings the ability to think independently, analyze problems deeply and rationally. They often have the ability to make accurate, independent, and self-reliant decisions. Introverts often speak less, but have deep awareness. They are clearly aware of themselves and understand themselves, thus developing strong inner strength. When awareness is strong enough, they can see through the surface to the essence, analyze things like an outside observer, thus viewing everything more objectively. Women who are too emotional easily fail. Women who live emotionally often care too much about others' evaluations, about small details, causing themselves to be caught up in things. Meanwhile, successful people all know how to overcome emotions, accept difficulties, focus on the main goal, and ignore trivial matters. Talented people know how to filter, aim straight at the core, solve work towards results, and abandon ineffective actions. If you cannot solve it, let it go and keep moving forward. Be ready to trade to achieve goals. Use all resources, all legal methods, even roundabout methods to achieve goals, and do not give up until success. Knowing how to maintain emotions is a high level of maturity. Adults are people who know how to keep everything in their hearts, not showing it. Children laugh when happy, cry when sad, while adults, even when facing big problems, must keep it to themselves. If you meet someone with no goals or complaining, it is best not to associate with them. Instead of suffering from your own emotions, worry about your bank account balance. Take care of your parents and children. The difference between successful people and ordinary people is their ability to handle pain. To become talented, first train your mentality. Keep yourself calm, not arrogant when successful, and not discouraged when failing. When meeting successful people, do not be inferior or try to flatter excessively. Do not devalue yourself, but instead strive to create value for them. People in high positions often look for people with value to accompany them. They do not want to cooperate with those who drag them down. Do not be a burden, but bring real value to them, because no one wants to help someone who has nothing to contribute. Poor people often keep up appearances, with empty pockets. Rich people are not afraid of losing face, always smiling and finding ways to make money. Rich people know how to bow when needed, willing to learn if it helps them progress or make money. They can beg in this world to be kings in another world. When you meet someone more excellent than yourself, cherish them as precious and take the opportunity to learn from them. From concentration, calmness, broad thinking to long-term vision, turn their strengths into yours. When you are strong and mature, your love will become meaningful. She cherishes you. Keep him. You also have enough strength to leave with pride. What are the 3 big mistakes in life? First, getting married too early when career and ability are not yet solid. Ability here is the ability to create value from zero, that is, core competitive ability. Second, returning to a small city too early, missing the opportunity to contact a wider world and more excellent people. Third, giving up learning and development. If you make all 3 of these mistakes, your future will be limited. Youth is the time for you to exchange for experience and develop ability. Do not let youth pass by with repetitive tasks without progress. For those who hinder, negatively affect, or unhealthy environments, quickly leave. If you do not cut off in time, you will be swept away and become part of them. Do not let yourself be bound by too many emotional or moral relationships. All experiences are to enrich your life. What makes successful people different? It is that they do what they say, are decisive with promises, and persistently pursue goals. They are always resolute and have strong spirit, not afraid of difficulties or uncertainty, never flinching, ready to challenge themselves to the end. A person who can remain calm in all situations will not be easily defeated, and this will create extraordinary success. Haruki Murakami is a typical example of a person with strong willpower. To increase concentration and quit smoking, he started running at the age of 33. At first, he could only run for 20 minutes, but later he could run for 100 minutes. Thanks to diligent training, Murakami can focus on writing books for 4 to 5 hours every day. Personal development requires time and continuous effort. Mental development requires time to recover and develop, helping each day to become stronger. Number 218. People who seem simple and easy to understand on the outside are actually very profound. They choose not to compete to achieve the ultimate benefit. Sima Yi, Lu Bang, and Li Shimin are all models of patient people who only act when their opponents are exhausted. When seeing friends arguing, it is best to remain neutral because in the end, everyone will like you. Not competing is the greatest competition. Number. If you want to achieve big goals, keep your dreams secret. There are many people with negative energy who only want to destroy you on the path to realization. They can make you discouraged, make you feel inferior. Intelligent people often only share results, not the process. If revealed too early, you may encounter unnecessary obstacles, causing your will to gradually weaken and give up. The person who is truly your benefactor is not the one who says nice things in front of others to please them, but the one who can seriously give criticism when only two of you are together. Those who help you make money, encourage you to learn and develop, always cheer and hope you get better. They always broaden your perspective, correct your thinking, and bring you positive energy. That is your benefactor. Number 31. People can only be steady in the face of all changes when they find their own value. If you do not know your value, life will become blurred, swept away by the current, losing direction and goals. The most important thing is to always maintain yourself, understand your core value to not get lost. When you are lenient with yourself, others will easily take advantage of you. When you are strict with yourself, others will respect you more. Ordinary people build relationships based on emotions, but talented people build relationships based on value. And a strong person will continuously train themselves. To become a valuable woman, build value for yourself, because men always need a woman who understands and can support their career. Like the strong women in history such as the Trung sisters or Mark Zuckerberg's wife, they are all valuable women. An intelligent woman is one who knows how to build herself so she cannot be replaced. People who can make a lot of money are often those who are not controlled by emotions. They always stay calm, focus entirely on the goal, do not care about others' eyes or evaluations. Once the goal is determined, they will act decisively, exert all their strength. They see themselves as money-making machines, view every problem from a filtered perspective, and understand that each stage can only achieve one goal. These people know how to prioritize career and finance first, then build a happy family. By being decisive and dedicated, they will eventually manage well both emotions, children, and family. Number. The more successful a person is, the more humble and respectful they are, even to those in lower positions. This humility comes from deep understanding, realizing they still have many shortcomings, always keeping their soul curious like a child, constantly exploring and learning. People must go through 3 times of maturity. The first is realizing the world is vast, the second is realizing they are small, and the third is seeing through the harshness of the world, but still loving it. Number 31. The deadlock in life often comes from 2 sides, paying too much attention to seeking outside and forgetting inner value. When we focus on external things like fame, fortune, and achievement, the mind gradually becomes dependent, losing self-control and direction. When losing the self, your life will be like a boat without a shore, drifting and having no support. If a person can find their true self again, their heart will become stable, not shaken by external changes. That true self is the inherent nature in each person, the light of the soul though covered by dust. If anyone knows how to find the central axis, use inner light to illuminate life, not letting external circumstances affect, they will achieve peace and happiness in life.